Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's Senior Estes. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat, the man in motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, Nation, we have a very special guest in the house. It's Michael from Real BUCS Talk. How you doing today, Michael? Welcome to the nation.
Oh, man, thank you for having me. I was just so impressed with that intro. That was pretty awesome. So, yeah, man, I'm doing well. And like you said, Real BUCS Talk here in the house. I am a Buccaneers YouTube channel that covers the Bucs, and yeah, you can catch us right here on YouTube. Just search Real BUCS Talk. Obviously we cover the Bucs, but we also do, college draft prospects as well. So there's a lot of different content, so maybe you'll see some videos from the Eagles, of their draft picks. I know we did a video on Kenneth Gainwell. So very big,
Gainwell.
Yeah, big fan of him. So very good. But man, yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited about this game on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm excited, too. It's going to be a real test, You guys are looking good over there in Tampa Bay, man. Looking good. I was just watching the highlights, man. Everybody's scoring touchdowns in Tampa, man. Who do you guard? Who's the best players? Like, come on now. What happened to Evans? And as soon as I say what happened to Evans, he scores a touchdown. Where's Galloway? Oh, there he is, And then, Antonio Brown's been balling out of his mind this year, which is expected because he is a pretty good receiver in his own right. So tell me about some injuries you got. Give me some good things I can think about. Like, well, who's hurt over there? How's it looking for the game?
Well, I mean, obviously you look at our defense, our secondary is pretty banged up. I'm not sure if Antoine Winfield is going to be back for this game. Obviously Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy Bunting are out. You look at, and then obviously linebacker core, we just got hit with Levante David being injured. So that's obviously a big piece being out this week.
The two linebackers out?
Well, Levante is going to be out, but I mean, we'll have our other guys in there. Obviously, Devin White will still be good to go. But yeah, I mean, so really, you look at the secondary and the linebackers right now. The front seven is pretty healthy, defensive line ish. JPP's dealing with a broken finger and shoulder, so he's kind of banged up. He'll be playing with a club on his hand. And then offensively, really, it's just Gronkowski. I think is the main injury. He'll be out this week. I don't think he's going to play. So that's pretty much it. But defensively, the secondary, obviously that's our weakness right now. Teams are just like forgetting to run the football against us because they're like, hey, we're not going to run it, So I would expect the Eagles to pass on pretty much every play this week.
Well, hey, the Eagles
yeah,
have been passing on every play, man. We
it
over here
seems like it.
pounding for them to run the ball, man. We got one of the best backs who don't get the carries that he needs.
Yeah.
It's like Dougie P. We're passing the ball every down, and I don't really like it. But what I'm saying, a win is a win last week, but we need to get some more W's, and I think it's going to start with running the ball, especially with a guy like Tom Brady at quarterback. We definitely want to keep TB12 off the field as much as possible. So how do you like your team through these first 5 games?
I mean, so far, I mean, they're doing what they should do, and that's win with their offense. I mean, obviously, the offense is the strength of the team, in my opinion. And when you have weapons like you discussed, and Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, even OJ Howard, Cam Brate, you got plenty of options to go to and throw the football. So, and when you have the best quarterback in the league, you might as well throw the football, and that's that's what they're doing right now. And defensively, they're being opportunistic with the turnovers and making plays when they have to. And right now they're just kind of piecing it together. Like I said, teams are not running the football against them because we just stop the run. I mean, that's what they do. It's their defense and the way they're designed. They're going to stop the run and make sure that's stopped first and then get after the quarterback. So really offenses for other teams have just been, throwing the ball short, controlling the clock that way, really using the passing game as the run game and moving the chains and then trying to score that way and keep Tom off the field, like you said.
Yeah, man. We haven't been running the ball, but I think, that's the biggest curse. I think it's affecting our offensive linemen getting hurt. I think it's affecting our defense being on the field too long. I think it's affecting our passing game, considering we use a lot of play action for some reason, but we don't run the ball. So you're starting to notice these linebackers and safeties are not biting on it at all. So I'm like, why do you keep calling the play action? They're not biting, man. They're not biting. Run the ball first, and then you might get some. But our defense had a really good in the game last week, and our defense starting to come together. Gannon's starting to realize he needs to call better plays, and I think last week he started to call some better defensive formations. We had Slade traveling with the best receiver, and that actually worked out pretty good. It's like our pass defense has gotten a lot better this year. You know what I'm saying? We done shut down some pretty big tight ends. Some did pretty good with some receivers as well. It's just our run defense that's been killing us lately. You know what I'm saying? You guys got 2 pretty good backs over there, and Fournette and Jones, man. How do you think that's going to fare?
Well, it's getting better. It seems like, obviously with our passing game the way it is, defenses are definitely leaning towards playing more coverage. So it's giving opportunities to run the football more. Leonard Fournette has kind of taken the football by storm. He's kind of become the lead back. He's getting more opportunities and he's looking pretty good. I mean, obviously he had a good game against the Patriots, and then last week he did pretty well on just 12 carries. So he's running the football better. Still at times he doesn't finish runs like I would like to see him do, but he's getting the job done, catching the football, kind of doing really everything good, as far as running, catching, and pass protecting. Rojo, for whatever reason, he's still in the doghouse. He doesn't get as many opportunities because
he's been there since last year.
Yeah, I know. He did so well last year, almost getting 1,000 yards, but it's just always something with him, whether it's not catching the football or missing a block in pass protection. It kind of seems to just, limit him to what he's getting right now. And obviously Gio Bernard is another back that they like, out of the backfield. So yeah, I would say Leonard is the guy you want to look out for. But again, we don't run the football a lot. It's not our mojo. We're going to lead with the pass and try to beat you that way.
Can you give us a little bit more deeper explanation of like what kind of a passing game do you guys have? From what I've seen in the highlights, there's a lot of quick stuff, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They like to get those screens out, receiver screens, a lot of those bubble screens and stuff like that out. Give us a better sense of what kind of offense we'll be going against.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, mainly it's going to be a lot of 11 personnel. So that's 3 wide receiver sets. We're going to do a lot of, they'll mix in some play action here and there. They really like to flood the field with like flood routes going, really crossers across the middle, or they'll do like some out routes, deep overs, anything to get big chunk plays. Yeah, they'll mix in the screen game, like you said, where it's a lot of, quick passes to get upfield, and they kind of use that as a running game to an extent. But really, it's about going downfield and getting those big chunk plays. Finding ways to get guys the football and then get them opportunities to run after the catch, as you saw with AB last week with his just crosser over the middle, catches it, goes 62
Yeah.
yards. So,
Which one from AB? All of them. He was
right,
awesome.
right.
Field, man.
But really, I mean, Tom does a great job of he's going to identify the one-on-one, and really that's what they're going to go after. And yeah, I see someone mentioning Javon Hargrave. That guy's a monster right now, 6 sacks already. So yeah, the front seven of the Eagles is definitely something to watch in this game. That's how, I mean, if you want to beat Tom Brady, they're going to have to be, dominant and get pressure up the
You know how
middle.
to beat Tom Brady over here in
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, how would you say that offensive line is like, since we are mentioning the front four, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys have a pretty good solid base there? Is Tom getting a lot of protection back there? Or do you think that our 4 defensive linemen would be a problem for those guys?
Well, I definitely think, especially on a short week, the Eagles front is going to be a challenge just because of the way how they pass rush. And they do have some really good edge rushers, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, and among others, Ryan Kerrigan. And then you have, the middle guys and Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave, who that's pretty much where I think our offensive line could be beat, because the pressure up the middle is something that has been kind of a concern. Especially when they run, stunts against us, whether you're running in, some type of game, with a defensive line that has given us some trouble, especially with Alex Kappa, who is the right guard. So that is something to look for. But other than that, our offensive line has been pretty solid. Our 2 tackles are pretty good, and Donovan Smith and Tristan Wirfs, obviously. And then you look at Ali Marpet and Ryan Jensen. So it's a very solid offensive line, but I think the one matchup that you want to attack is definitely Alex Kappa. He's been the suspect in pass protection for sure.
Oh, good. Okay. And how bad was the thumb injury to Tom Brady's throwing hand? Because I didn't see an injury last week in the highlight, and I was shocked when I read about it saying it was sore. You know what I'm saying? He just banged it up pretty good. It was swollen a little bit. So how bad was it? Did you watch the game and see when it happened? And what kind of hit was it that made it happen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it actually happened. They had a completion to Cameron Brate on a play action pass, and they were doing a trap pass, which is basically a play action where they pull the guard across the line of scrimmage, and there was some penetration given up by Alex Kappa, who I mentioned, and basically his guy ran into Tom, and Tom just slammed his thumb on the guy's helmet. So that's what caused it. I don't think it's a very serious injury. Obviously, he's downplaying it, of course. He thinks he's going to be fine. So, I don't think it's a big concern. I think it's something where, obviously he played after he got hurt with it. So, and he did just fine. I mean, he was, still making great passes. So I don't think it's anything to really concern for the game this week.
Hey, shout out to Big Blue True for the $2 super chat. I didn't even know it was activated yet. Much love to you, my guy. My very first super chat. So I guess super chats are up, my guy. Much love to you for supporting the channel. You've been a great supporter the whole time. So much love to you again. So okay, so let's go to the defensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So Darius Slay had 2 picks last week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're letting him line up one-on-one with the receivers, best receivers. Like, who would you consider you guys' best receiver the way these guys are playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. It's kind of pick your poison, unfortunately. I mean, you look at, obviously Mike Evans, I think, is still the biggest threat. Obviously, he's going to get a lot more attention. They're going to try to double him. But when you look at Chris Godwin, too, inside the slot where he likes to play, and really that is the main weapon for Bruce Arians' offense, because they like to use him going across the field, whether, using option routes to get him open. So really teams have been bracketing him, trying to double him inside. And I'm not sure how the Eagles are going to try to play that. I know I've seen some of their games in the past where they kind of just play it standard against the slot, where they'll have a linebacker over there. Sometimes they'll put in a corner. It just depends on how they want to match it up. But yeah, I would definitely say Evans.
Who have they been double teaming the most so far? Do they just pick their poison, whoever's hot on your team, on that offensive side, whoever's that's the one that they double team? Or do they more generally double team like an Evans or a Godwin? That's the reason why Brown is getting open so much.
Yeah, I would say you're right on it. I think they really try to double both and take those guys out. And unfortunately, like you said, it's leaving AB on, the third guy, whether, that's a corner or whoever they try to put on Antonio. And, he's taking advantage of those one-on-one matchups. And again, it's, Brady, it's all pre-snap for him. So, he'll see something and really identify where he's going before the ball is snapped. So really it's about who has that one-on-one matchup, and that's usually where he's going to try to find the football.
Okay, we got a question from my boy Grant Consider 12. He said, "What's three Buck rookies have impressed you the most so far?"
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously Joe Tryon Shoinka, I think, has done a really good job. He was our first round pick, and he's been rotating in with JPP and Shaq Barrett, and I think he's done a pretty good job. He's kind of missed a couple of sacks. He's had a lot of opportunities where he could have got the quarterback down, but just there, but not finishing the deal. So he's still learning, but I think he's getting better with each game and really doing a good job. If you check out our channel, we actually have videos on him on each of his games. So if you want to look that up, you can. But he's doing
make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you guys in here right now, we got 12 in here. Like this video and also subscribe to both the Real Bucks Talk and BIRDGANG. If you're from the Bucks side, both links are in the chat.
Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah, please do that. But yeah, other rookies. Really, I'm trying to think. Really, the other rookies that really haven't been playing, to be honest. A lot of the guys are in on special teams. Jalen Darden hasn't played. He's been inactive. Same thing with Robert Hainsey, who was our third round pick. So really, it's really just been Joe Tryon, to be honest. He's been the main guy that's getting on the field a lot and really showing. But other guys have been playing on special teams. Obviously, KJ Britt and Grant Stewart have done a pretty good job on special teams. So I'd say that's pretty much it right now. We'll just have to see how the season goes. Keeps playing along.
Yeah, what's up with Darden?
Christopher Britt answered.
Yeah, what's up with Darden? Because I remember in the preseason, it seemed like they were talking about him a little bit there. He's starting to do some things over there. He's just not getting the reps. Too many good receivers ahead of him.
Yeah, that's really the case. And he's just, he's trying to pick up everything. I think they're just taking it slow with him. They were going to try to put him on as the returner, but really, I think they want a guy that they can trust back there. And Jaden Mickens is that guy right now. So it's just waiting his turn. And I'm fine with that. I think it's good to have a redshirt year if that's going to be the case. And, next year he'll have more opportunities because I don't think Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown are going to be back. It'll just be one of them. If, they do, if they do return, I think, both of them are going to make a lot of money, I feel. So, he'll get his opportunity probably next year where he'll have more opportunities to, to play more.
Oh, okay. And then what's up with Gronk right now? He's still out. How's your tight ends situation looking, and what do you expect to see from there?
Yeah, Gronk's dealing with some fractured ribs, so hopefully he can, just take your time and heal up. The other tight ends I think are doing pretty good. Obviously Cameron Brate is a solid receiving tight end, and then you have OJ Howard, who is working his way back. He's kind of been slow so far this year. He's working from an Achilles, so they're really kind of easing him in, not really playing him too much. But yeah, those guys are your two main tight ends right now.
He said, free safety Antonio Winfield Jr. is a beast. Yes, he is. He does play some good football back there at that safety position.
Yes, yeah, he takes after his father, and he's doing a very good job. Unfortunately, he might be out this week with a concussion. Hopefully we see him this week. But again, it's something you got to just take your time with. And yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy for you too about the super chats. That's great.
Yeah, thanks, man. I know that was a shock to me because last I knew I was supposed to be waiting for it or something, so I didn't even know this was at the time. So yeah, guys, the super chats are up. If we guys want to help the nation, But yeah, thanks you too, Lucas. What I'm saying, I just keep grinding for you guys, all day, every day, as much as possible, guys. What else did I want to see? I want to see. So give me 3 players, or give me 4 players, 2 on offense and 2 on defense that you worry about the most coming into this matchup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For the Eagles side, yeah, definitely. When looking at the offense, obviously Jalen Hurts and then Kenneth Gainwell. Those are the 2 guys I'm really concerned with, just because Jalen, obviously with his ability to run the football, leading rusher right now for the team, and then his ability just to escape inside that pocket. That's something that really gives me concern, where he can extend plays and get the ball downfield, especially with the speed of your receivers and
Yeah.
Rager, and then Devontae Smith, who's having a pretty good rookie season so far. And then you look at Quez Watkins. So there's a lot of speed on that field, and that's something that has definitely given the Bucs defensive secondary trouble, is dealing with some speed guys. So that is something to look for. And then Kenneth Gainwell, his ability to catch the football and then also, run it if he needs to. That is something that is very concerning, because running backs that can catch, especially in short yardage, and then make people miss, definitely has been an issue for us, because our tackling, the Bucs tackling, has just been not very good so far this year. So,
Whoa.
yeah, so it's given us trouble where, guys that can be quick and make that first guy miss, they can get a lot of yards after the catch. And the way the Bucs play defense, where they're dropping a lot of guys back with fire zone blitzes, and they're dropping their edge rushers back into coverage, sometimes there's gaps there where we just can't get to it. So there's going to be opportunities for, I think, Kenneth Gainwell, if that's the way they're going to play it, which I think they will. They're going to do a lot of short passes, get the ball out quick, and try to get yards after the catch. I think that's something definitely to look for. And then defensively, I think I talked about it earlier. Obviously, Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, those are the guys that concern me, because those are the two guys. If the Eagles defense want to have success against Tom Brady, they're going to have a really good game and get pressure consistently against, the Bucs offense.
Okay. Now, do you feel like, what are you guys, 4-1 right now?
Correct. Yep.
Only the one loss to the Cowboy. What we call them, the Cowgirls over here.
No,
but
the
Cowboys.
Rams. We lost to the Rams, Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, you guys beat the Cowboys, huh?
Yeah, we beat the Cowboys.
Rams. Oh,
yes,
they're a good team. They're a really good team. So
yes,
we don't even need to say nothing about that one. Yeah. So, do you feel like this could be a trap game for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough, especially coming off a short week, going into a Thursday game. Last year we did not do very well at all on a Thursday night game, coming off a short week against the Chicago Bears, probably our worst game the whole season. It was really bad. A lot of penalties, a lot of, just dumb football, turnovers, not playing well, and we lost. So yeah, this is definitely an opportunity where, the Eagles, if they play how they should, and if they execute the game plan that I think they're going to bring into it, they'll definitely have a chance, and it'll be closer than a lot of people think.
Okay. Now, you be our head coach. I mean, our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator. Give me the game plan to beat the Bucs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, offensively, I've kind of touched on it. I think what you guys should do is a lot of short passes, get the football out quick, do a lot of screens, play action rollouts where you can get Jalen Hurts on the outside and let him make plays where it's not too difficult for him. Just give him one or two reads where it's pretty much, you're either going to go short or you're going to go intermediate. That's where I think you can find success. And mix in the run at times, but I think it's a lot of just short passes, get guys moving across, a lot of mesh routes where you have guys coming across and doing drags and stuff like that. I think you can have a lot of success, definitely. So I think that would be the game plan on offense. Defensively, it's tougher, but I think you got to find ways to get Tom Brady off his spot, try to move him, and try to maximize with your front four and get pressure that way. I wouldn't blitz too often.
Throws so fast, man. It's just like,
yeah.
throw.
Yeah, he doesn't hold on to the ball long, so that's what makes it difficult. So it's definitely going to be harder on that side of the football. But again, I think if you can win with your front four, play some coverage, mix up your zones and man coverage, you could have opportunities to, and you got to kind of hope the Bucs just make mistakes. Really, that's really what you got to hope for on offense.
Yeah, hey, fans from both sides, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I love getting to you guys' questions. These shows are more for you guys than it is for us. It's always a good time to, interact with the chat. So if you guys have anything, drop them in there. Yeah, man. So now give me what you think the Bucs will do to the Eagles this week.
Yeah, offensively, obviously,
weaknesses.
Yeah, I think, Bucks offense, I think are gonna try to run the football. That's what I would do. And then try to utilize, again, quick passing game. Don't force the deep ball, and let the play action come natural where you can get that run game established, and then, get those linebackers coming in where you can throw behind them, and find ways that way. Defensively, I think it's all about containment. You got to find a way to contain Jalen Hurts and keep him inside that pocket. Again, it's easier said than done. So you have to do that, and you have to maximize kind of the same game plan that I was giving the Eagles. You got to win with your front four and maximize your coverage, because right now your secondary is just not in position to play on islands with the pressure that we like to put on quarterbacks with our blitzes. Obviously Todd Bowles, he's going to blitz, but I would like to see them maximize coverage more, and try to win with your front four and get after Jalen Hurts.
Okay. If you guys were to win, give me your offensive MVP and your defensive MVP.
Offensive MVP is always going to probably be Tom Brady, so that'll be my guy. If he plays well, usually the offense is just it's on another level where it's just clicking. And then defensively, I'll go with Shaq Barrett. I think he's got to be a guy that gets after the quarterback and makes plays. So those would be my two MVPs.
Do you know what you guys are ranked on defense right now, either pass or running?
Well, it's pretty simple. Run defense, we're first, and then passing defense, we're, I think, close to last. I want to say 30th or 29th. So it's been a struggle against the passing game. We give up a lot of yards. That's our biggest thing. Todd Bowles likes to he goes for that big play. He goes for the turnovers. He goes for the sacks. So that is something that is something to look for.
Do you think the reminder of the Nick Foles statue is going to affect Tom Brady at all this Thursday?
I'm sure Tom Brady will think about that pass that he dropped trying to do that play.
Right.
So I don't know if it'll affect him, but I'm sure it'll come to his mind it'll definitely come into his head.
How long do you think Tom Brady has still left? Do you think he's going to be able to play as long as he wants to play? Or do you think, what is your expectations for Tom Brady in the future?
I'm personally, I'm just enjoying however long he's going to be here, but he's definitely not human. It seems like he gets younger as he gets older. So, I mean, he could play. I mean, he's under contract for next season as well. So I would say he would probably honor that and play again next year. But after that, I mean, who knows? I mean, he's talked about playing till 50. I mean, guy just doesn't age. I mean, it seems like his arm gets stronger. I mean, he's moving better. He just had a 13-yard run last week. I mean,
yeah, I seen that. Like, what? When did he start running the ball?
Right. Yeah.
Not worried about the speed that much, but the fact that he off is something different.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, and he gets rid of the football quick. I mean, it's not like he's holding it forever. So, I mean, he could really just play as long as he's healthy. I could see it going on, at least another 2 to 3 years for sure.
What free agents do you guys have coming up this year?
Well, obviously the big free agent will be Chris Godwin. And then there's a lot of guys that are just on 1-year deals. Obviously, Antonio Brown, a free agent, I believe, and Ndamukong Suh. There's a bunch of other guys. Rob Gronkowski, obviously, he'll be back if Tom Brady's back. But it's I would say Chris Godwin is probably the biggest one. He's going to be the most coveted for sure.
Shout out to my boy D Gifted, part of the BIRDGANG Nation Sports Media team. You know what I'm saying? He wants to know, do you think it's going to be a shootout?
Man, it's tough because, like I said, short week, you don't get a lot of prep for these games. It's really just, you try to be as healthy as possible and then really just executing your plays the best you can. There's not a lot of strategy. Yeah, sure, there'll be adjustments going into the game as the game flows. But they don't really have a lot of time to, look at both sides, or the teams, I should say. High scoring, I don't know. I would say, I want to say like in the low 20s. I don't know if it'll be a high scoring game just because of the short week.
He said, I think Brady needs to retire by Wednesday. Right?
Yeah.
I was hoping the thumb injury was a little worse.
Right.
From
Yeah.
looking at I don't know how much of the Eagles have you watched this year, but from looking at our team, like, give me your real sense of the team, like what you feel about 'em, like, bias aside, what I'm
Mhm.
saying, just as a sports analyst, how do you feel about our team?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't watched a ton of them, but what I have seen, I do like Jalen Hurts. I do like him as a person and as a football player. I think he is good. Uh, but I would like to see a little bit more balance, like you said, utilize your run game a little bit more, help that offensive line with the protection and how you use Jalen Hurts. Really, I would like to see Jalen more outside of the pocket where they can get him on bootlegs. I don't know if they probably have been doing some of that, I'm sure, but I would like to see where they can really simplify, get him the ball out quicker, try to utilize your speed underneath that you have, a lot of drags and crossers, stuff like that, mixed in with the deep shots as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
defensively, I think it's coming. It's getting there. I
Mm-hmm.
think the secondary is definitely improved. I like the players they have back there with Anthony Harris as a good addition. And then you look at really, I would say the only weakness is maybe the linebackers. You look at Alex
Yeah.
Singleton. I think he's good. Obviously, he's leading the team in tackles, but I think there could be more there from a
We need one of
dynamic.
your linebackers. How about we trade Singleton over to you guys? You guys can give us White or Davis, or even the
Yeah.
other one. What's the other one's name? White, Davis, and
Well, you have Levante David and Devin White are your main two. You have
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Mentor as a backup who's okay.
Even
He's solid.
because like
And
my
then
problem with Singleton is I don't like the fact that he waits till they get past the line of scrimmage to tackle him.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like him
he's
and Wilson.
reactionary.
Yeah, him and but it could be because the scheme we play, you know what I'm saying, it keeps him more in the pass set,
Right.
then he has to come up and get him at the same time. I need a thumper. I
Mhm.
need a Levante David or a White on my team that's just gonna fly and make that play, hit him behind the line of scrimmage type player.
Right.
Like that's what I'm looking for here in Philadelphia. But we don't ever draft
Mhm.
linebackers very high ever here, and then he doesn't seem to ever want to put money into it. And when it
Mhm.
comes to free agency stuff, we might
Right.
be on that train for a while there. But like these guys are two top, at least top 12, top 13
Mhm.
tackling. Wilson and Singleton. But it's just like
Right.
to be that high in tackling, you would expect a more like physical linebacker. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
they're not that. They're just not
Right.
that. Like I like Davion Taylor. He's a young guy that we've been playing a little bit more. I think
Mhm.
he's earning his role a little bit more and more because he's more athletic, but he's a thumper too. He go down
Mhm.
there, he'll put his nose in that line of scrimmage and hit somebody there as
Yeah.
opposed to waiting. You know what I'm saying? The slow reaction time, I guess that's what it's called. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, we'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying, overall, I like the mix of I like the group. I would say, defensively, obviously, I think there's something there with the front four that can be built off of. I think it's progressing and getting there. So when you look at that, really, the only thing I guess is just management and the coaching staff and how is that going to come together and how is Nick Sirianni going to continue to build this offense and really find that identity that I think they're still kind of trying to, establish and get going. But I like the direction and what they're where they're heading. They've had some bad luck with injuries, really. I think that
Yeah.
has been
But I don't think, like I said, most of them like offensive line injuries. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I don't think that has to do with bad luck. It has to do with calling so many passing plays.
That is true.
Offensive
Yeah.
linemen, they're like 360 pounds. They don't need to be backpedaling the whole game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They're not cornerbacks. They're not DBs back there. And then they're
Yeah.
catching. If you notice, they're all leg injuries, hip injuries, like stuff they have
Right.
to do. Even like pec injuries from pushing back so much. And
Yeah.
I think that's really, even last year when Dougie P was here, he was
Mhm.
calling all them pass plays. We had our offensive line hurt. So that's the reason why I think it's time to let Booby spin, and he's really eager to spin. And I think if we start doing that, our offense will be a lot better. Well, we got a
Yeah.
question from you. He said, "What's your thoughts on Vita Vea, and also what has contributed to his good season?"
Yeah, Vita Vea doesn't he doesn't put up a lot of stats, but what he does is he helps everyone around him. I mean, the guy he's like Haloti Nada. He is
Mm-hmm.
just big, takes up a lot of space. He can push the pocket. You don't want to put him one on one because he'll usually win. He
Mm-hmm.
just pushes guys back into the quarterback, and really he's a disruptor. So he does a great job of the run game. That's why our run defense is so stout. Because him and Ndamukong Suh together are just you can't move them. It's hard to
Yeah.
move those guys. So Vita is definitely a really good player. Doesn't get talked about as much as he probably should, but he's probably one of the top nose tackles in the league because he's very special. The guy can run sideline to
Lost
sideline.
the whole.
Yeah,
He's a big guy.
yeah, he's a monster. So yeah, he's definitely having a great year so far.
And then we got another one. He says, Tampa, do you do good against quarterback second run?
Yeah, I mean, that will be the test on Thursday night. I'm trying to see who we've played so far. We haven't really faced any, I mean, besides Dak Prescott, but that was like his first game back, so he didn't really run too much. So we really haven't faced a mobile quarterback like we're going to face Thursday, and that will be definitely a test because our guys on the outside, they're going to have to make sure they contain and really try to funnel him back inside where Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh are. That's going to be the game plan. But again, like I said, easier said than done. Jalen is just so elusive in his ability to make guys miss. So it's going to be tough for sure.
Yeah. That tomorrow will be, yeah. Who's the better? Who has the better special team? Well, I'm going to say this right off the jump. Our punter has got to be the best punter in the league right now.
There you go.
That guy can boom it and leave you stuck at the 5-yard line most often than none. So, an overall special team, I know we got our first block punt in a while last week too. So, I think our special team's doing good. You can elaborate on your guys' special team. I haven't watched too much of that one.
Yeah, I would probably agree that your special teams is probably better than ours. Our kicker has been solid. Punter has been okay. But we struggle as far as return coverage. Punt coverage has been better, where we're getting guys to fair catch more. But if you guys get a kickoff return, that's where we really struggle. So hopefully our punter just continues to knock them out of bounds into the end zone. But yeah, I would say your special teams are probably more talented overall for sure.
Yes. Here we go. We can do that. Let's do a little breakdown here. Quarterbacks, you're going to say Tom Brady is better than Jalen Hurts because he has to prove it. So we will skip over the quarterback one. But for running backs, do you think if we were to give Miles Sanders the ball a little bit more, and I already heard you elaborate on Kenny Gainwell, who do you think has the better backfield?
I love Miles Sanders. I like what he can bring. I would definitely say he's got the edge over our guys. I mean, Leonard Fournette he's good. I mean, he's solid at what he does. Again, a former top 5 pick. Rojo, he's just like, he's so close to being really good, but again, he, for whatever reason, he just doesn't get the opportunities here. It seems like he always finds a way to mess up, and then the coaches they're like, we're not going to play you. So, yeah, I would say Miles Sanders, if given a full opportunity like he should be getting, I think he would definitely have the edge. I really like his game.
All right. And then obviously we can do that with the receivers too, kind of like Tom Brady. You got a bunch of veterans. We have some young, talented speedsters, though.
Mm-hmm.
You still I'm going to give you guys the edge at receivers anyway, because that's just no competition.
Yeah. We take the receivers. I think
speed-wise, we might have faster receivers.
Yes.
But overall receivers, yeah, you guys definitely got that. Tight ends, though, even with Gronk, do you think Gronk and your backup, OJ Howard and Brett, right?
Yeah,
versus Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think Goddard just came down with COVID, if I'm not mistaken.
Hopefully he can still play. I'm not Xing him out.
Right.
They said 2 days, right? He was there. As long as he didn't have it, 2 days. So hopefully he's going to go test in the morning. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get a negative, and then hopefully the day of he can test again. Tight ends you probably don't need, because they said this week they're just doing walkthroughs anyway since it's a short week. So it's not like he's going to miss too much. So I remember they said that about Ertz too, but Ertz still played that week, but I think he had a little bit more time. But we're going to cross our fingers on that one. We're going to act like Goddard is still playing right now.
Right. Yeah, I like Zach Ertz. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's still a very good tight end. You look at Dallas Goedert, who I think is up and coming. I think he's getting there. Again, it's just about getting those opportunities and continuing to, show what he can do. As far as our tight ends, obviously Gronk, I would still lean towards our tight ends, to be honest. Gronk is just, he's a monster. When he's on the field and he finds, he's just a beast, especially just his overall game, his ability to take on defensive linemen and block and clear out space for Tom, and then obviously being a red zone option, being a threat down the middle of the field, making tough, difficult catches. Not saying Ertz or Goddard can't do this, but Gronk's been just doing.
Gronk really outweighs having two, so you got one is better than two. You putting that out there?
I just look at
We
Gronk's
have
overall.
two top 10 tight ends, and you got
Gronk's overall career. I just look at it and I'm like, man, dude is special. So
he is special.
But as a tight end group, I would probably say your guys. I think your guys are better definitely than what OJ Howard or Cameron Brate have shown so far. So if you're going that way, I would give the edge. But Gronk is definitely, I still feel like a top 5 tight end in this league as history goes. I mean, he's a beast
for sure.
So, yeah,
he's a beast. I think that retiring gave his body some rejuvenation. You know what I'm saying? He got to not play for a couple of years, go have some fun. Then he came back, and he definitely is back being to the old Gronk of old. So, hey, shout out to the 20 in the chat. Please hit that like and subscribe to both of our channels. Both channels are in the link. And if you have not subscribed to our network channel, BIRDGANG Nation Sports Talk Media, it is up and going. We almost are at our first 100 subscribers. So make sure you go over there and hit that subscribe for me, my guys. And then Reggie said, TV12 thumb wrestling pre-match with Landon Dickerson. Would you let that fly?
That would be fun. That'd be fun to watch. Again, Landon Dickerson is another guy, big fan of. We did a video on him as well, so be sure to check that out. He was
video premieres out, my guy. I gotta check
yeah,
him
man.
out.
Yeah, Landon Dickerson, I was a huge fan of. I had like probably the biggest draft crush of him. Like I wanted the Bucs to take him at 32. I thought the dude was awesome. I wasn't too concerned about the injuries. I know he's been dealing with an ankle injury so far, but I think the guy's a monster when he's on the field. So I'm really excited.
I think it really happened when he was in Florida as opposed to in Alabama. I think he played like a stretch there, like 26 straight games without injury, and then he got hurt on the playoffs there. So I wasn't worried about it at all. But I'm glad to hear that you said that you're hoping you guys would have got him, because a lot of Eagles fans were like, man, we could have got him later on. We could have drafted somebody else and got him later on. But there probably was teams still in that second round willing to still draft Landon. So I'm glad he's on our team. And obviously we need him right now.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. You can't have enough offensive linemen, and I think he was a great fit for you guys. Fits the scheme. He's athletic. He can move. He can play guard or center or wherever you need him to play. So I think that versatility was huge, and obviously with Brandon Brooks going down, it's a huge benefit to have him to put him in there.
Yeah. What's your impressions on Mailata so far? That's our new tackle. We just paid that big money to the old rugby player, 6'8". You know what I'm saying? He got paid for the left side, but with Lane Johnson out there, we got to play him on the right side. But what's your first impressions or your impressions of him in the whole?
I mean, I liked him when I was starting to hear about him coming out, from overseas. And, this is a big dude, 6'8", athletic, can move. He's got got power. And I feel like he's getting better with the experience. So, yeah, I think it's a great move by the Eagles, and I hope he continues to have good success.
Yeah, and like we were saying, offensive lines. Who do you think has the better offensive line? You guys think you guys have the better offensive line, or even our beat up offensive line? They did really good against the Chiefs. I will want to give them that. We do got our first round pick finally playing like a first round pick, and Dillard over there on the left side. And we got Mailata back. I think last week he gave up 2 sacks, but it was because he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So he's out, and then he had to switch positions. He'd been on the left the whole year. So I think that's kind of more of the reason why he probably gave up those. But then, like we said, we got Landon, and Jack Driscoll, who played good tackle in the KC game. And then also, probably one of the best centers in the game in Jason Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you like those guys, and who do you think have a better line?
I would have to take the Bucs with this one. I think their offensive line is pretty solid. When you look at it from left to right, it's pretty stout. When you have Donovan Smith, who I think is above average left tackle, a very good left tackle that doesn't get a lot of credit. He's really good. And then Ali Marpet's an all-pro guard. You look at Ryan Jensen, who I think has been one of the better centers in the league over the years. Alex Kappa is someone that is getting better, but still has his inconsistencies, but is still pretty solid. And then the right tackle, Tristan Wirfs, second-year pro, has just been outstanding since he stepped into the league. So, yeah, I'd still give the edge to the Bucs. But then again, it also helps to have Tom Brady, who gets rid of the football very fast.
Yeah, very fast. Do you know how fast he's getting it out this year? To like 2 seconds?
It's like, yeah, I think it's like 2.5 seconds, something like that. Maybe under 2.5. So yeah, it's very, very quick.
But he did that in New England too. You know what I'm saying? When we play him in New England, so I'm not 100% worried about it. But we got a new coaching staff. They didn't play the Tom Brady in New England, so hopefully they don't get a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? This Thursday night. Yes. Don't forget that it is on a Thursday night game, Bucks Eagles. If you guys do not, for some reason, have the cable or can watch it, I will be doing a play-by-play for the game, so you guys can always check it out on this channel. We can, watch the game together and have, talk about it as we go. So, he go Landon Dickerson would have went much earlier if he didn't have that injury history. Future Pro Bowler, I think Landon just needs to get his groove. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was hurt in the offseason, so he really didn't have a training camp. So he's still recovering. I think he's gonna have to work himself into the offense and get it used to. Like he says, everybody's faster and bigger. He's straightforward about it. And just like Jack Stahl and Herbert that we have last year when they were rookies, they got in. Everybody like, these guys are garbage. You're like, no, they got thrusted in without getting any first team reps, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, then even towards the end of the season, they kind of got better. But all that hard work that they got beat up on last year, one got smaller, the other one got bigger, that need to get bigger, and then they came back this year. You seen in that Kansas City Chiefs, they have a pretty decent lineman. They got some good defensive linemen on that team, and I don't think we had any sacks in that game. So they did their job. Our line definitely is still pretty good, but with those guys, you have to go with you and agree that you guys got a better line right now. Let's go to the defensive line.
Yeah, defensive line.
This is where I think it gets kind of close. It depends how you rate JPP and Sue. Are you going over the whole history of them, or are you doing them right now with them? How that one's going to work out?
Yeah, I think Sue has been definitely playing a lot better. I think he's had really good years over, especially since joining the Bucs. I think he's been outstanding. So he's been playing very well. Obviously, Vita Vea in the middle, and then you have Shaq Barrett, who I think has started slow this year, but I think he's starting to pick it up. Obviously, coming, he had 9.5 sacks.
Just a linebacker.
Yes, he is. He is a linebacker, but we rush these guys as it's a 3-4 defense. So we use these guys as pass rushers. So him and JPP are pass rushers, but they call them outside linebackers, but really they're rushing the passer. So as a front seven, I would say we have the better group. But as far as a front four, I think it's very close, like you said. Obviously with Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, who's still a stud. And then you have Josh Sweat, who I think is coming along. And then you have Derek Barnett, who I think has been very consistent. So I would say if it's just front fours, like you're just dealing with the guys that, mainly rush the passer, then I would give you guys, it would be close. I'd probably call it a push. But front seven overall, if you're including
I wanted to do that separately because I was going to go ahead and give you that one. You guys got better linebackers for sure.
Yeah, for including linebackers, then yes, it would be the Bucs all day.
Okay, and then let's go with the secondary, the cornerbacks. If you want to do the secondary as a whole, cornerbacks and safety, we can do it that way too as well.
We could just do it, secondary as a whole. I would say probably the Eagles, even though I think Carlton Davis is very good. I think he's one of the top corners in this league. But I would still say the Eagles, just based on experience and what they have. I think Antoine Winfield is coming, but it's just not there yet on tape. He's just still very young. It's a young group we have over here in Tampa Bay. So I would say the Eagles right now, from experience wise and just play, I think is definitely on their advantage.
All right. And then special teams, kicker and punter. Who do you think?
Our kicker and punter
we got the best punter in the league. So I'm voting for Sipples. It's his first year, and he is just drilling the ball. I love him. But in terms of kicker, who's you guys' kicker again?
We have Ryan Suckup right now, who has he's been consistent. So yeah, he's been good. And then Bradley Pinion is our punter, and he's kind of up and down. But I would say if we're just going based on punter, I would definitely give the edge to your guy. And then kicker, I
We call
think.
it the push because I
Yeah.
think Stucca is a little bit better than Elliott. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Elliott has his moments, but he's still in improvement mode with us fans over here. So,
Gotcha.
and everybody know who Ryan Succa is. He definitely does a
Right.
great job there.
Yeah.
So we'll push that a push. So, and let's coaching wise, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I know you guys is offensive coordinator Brian Leftwich, right?
Mhm.
How you think about him against Shane Steichen, aka Sirianni, because Sirianni
Mhm.
really calls the plays. But Steichen, both of these guys come from pretty good offenses, you know what I'm saying? But Brian Leftwich is Brian Leftwich. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's been doing a good job over there too as well. So let's go offensive coordinator. Who do you think is got the edge there?
Yeah, I would give the edge to Byron Leftwich, and that's just based on experience right now. Really, this is like I know Sirianni's been calling plays in the past, but really he's got more, on his plate now being a head coach, so it's different. So I would give the edge to Leftwich right now,
Mhm.
just based on what he's shown, and I think he's gotten better. He's just keeps on improving every week. It seems like
And then the defense coordinator for you guys is
Todd Bowles.
Bowles, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bowles over, the first year man and JG Gannon.
Yeah, again, I would probably give it to Bulls, but I think defensively right now, you guys probably have an edge over us just the way we're playing. It's kind of just been up and down with us. We had a great playoff run, obviously last year defensively. Bulls is a very good coach, a mastermind. He can really dial things up, and when they're executed right, it looks really good. When it's not, then obviously it looks ugly. But but yeah, I would probably just give it to Bulls based on the experience.
My boy says, which Bucks logo do you like the most?
Oh, yeah, one is our YouTube logo on our channel. So that would be like the real Bucks talk with like the play diagrams in the back. And then the other one is the skull with the swords and stuff. So I like them both. But I would probably I really do like the one for our YouTube channel. So that's like the gray background. I really like that one.
Do they use that one too? The one that you use on your YouTube channel? That's the actual logo, or you got to make that one up?
We made that. Yeah, that was just custom made. And we use both. So yeah, we like them. Yep.
So we'll trade you Barnett for one of those linebackers. Look at that. Barnett's a first round pick, my guy. He broke
Yeah,
Reggie White's sack record in Tennessee. He had the strip on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. What
that's
was
right.
that, Graham? You know what I'm saying? He did good things. Let's just say that. And you guys got a lot of linebackers, so you might as well
Mm.
Barrett, Davis, White, one of those three. You guys can part ways with one of them. If you
Yeah,
were to make that trade, which three would you give up?
oh man. If I was gonna trade one of them, I it'd be tough. Obviously, Devin White's gonna stay just because he's the future. He's gonna be an amazing player as he already is, but he's gonna continue to get better. Levante is still really good at his age, and he's got 2 more years, I believe, with the Buccaneers. So, and Shaq Barrett's gonna be here for a while too. He just signed a mega deal. Mm, that's tough. I probably say I guess Levante, but I don't think anyone would make
Yes, thank you. 'Cause
that.
that's the one I want the most is Levante Davis.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I can
anyone.
fight badass too, but Levante Davis, man, he's definitely been doing this thing for a while. Jinx
Right.
says 31-29. I guess we can go ahead and do. Do you think this is going to be a close game, or do you guys think you're going to just blow us out of the water like you guys did Miami last week?
Ah, man, it's tough. I'm terrible with predictions. I know last week on my channel I said the Bucks it was going to be a close game against the Dolphins, and we end up,
What? With
yeah,
no quarterback? Why do you think that
we
was going to be a close game?
it was just one of those feelings where the Bucks they tend to play down to their competition, but again, I haven't been in this Tom Brady thing very long. It's only been a year, having him, so we're not used to this. I think we still have PTSD from our past seasons where we find ways to mess things up. But yeah, this game, I think it will be close. I'm thinking in the range of like a 28 to 24, something along those lines where it could be close and then one of the teams finds a way to pull away at the end. I think that's how it's going to play out.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why I had a close one. You know, a lot of my score predictions in it was 31. I don't know why it's my favorite number, but I think it's going to be 31-28 Eagles. That
Okay.
is my prediction. And, you know, like I said, it's Tom Brady, man. He's going to score his points. But I think our defense is coming together now at the right time. You know, it's week 6 now. You're starting to hit that stride where you need to become a good defense. And like last week, they showed a lot. And I think we can get a couple of maybe a corner turnover or two. That's going to be the difference, you know. But I'm saying, like, it's going to be a 3-point game, maybe the last second of the game. You know, Elliott lined up for the 50. And he boots it through the upright, and we screaming, yeah, Philly. Plus, it's at home on a short week. You know, the energy's going to be rocking in the link. So, you know, I think it'll be a close win. You know, this is my upset special of the year when I did my schedule release. My upset special was going to be this game anyway. But it could be either way. You know, I could see it being a blowout, you know, too. Like, either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, any given Thursday, I guess. But you got, after watching that highlight, man, I was like, not really looking forward to this game. You know, we've been cussing a lot this season in our football games, and I think there's gonna be a lot of cussing going on this Thursday. That's why I was like, hey, they're like, you do the pregame. You know, one of the guys on our network used to do the play-by-play, and then all these people like, well, are you gonna do the play-by-play now? He's going to the game. And I'm like, oh man, you know, I don't know if I want to do the play-by-play. I like being the fan and get crazy out there, but I'm gonna do it this week. I'm gonna try to be good with it. But okay, guys,
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be all
awesome.
right. Be all right. Well, at the end of my show, what I like to do is I like to do a thing like it's called your all-time favorite team. You know, it's gonna be the all-time Bucks team. You know, these are just Buck players that you've watched over your time of being a Bucks fan that you like. You know, you doesn't have to be starters. You know, I had the Panthers guy last week. He was naming guys that were on the practice squad. You know, never even made the team, but it was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so good because he knew these guys. Like he was just my favorite player. You know, I'm like that. You don't put him on your all-time favorites team, but he did, and I was like, hey, it's your team, my guy. So it doesn't really matter, no rules. Let's start out with the quarterback. Who's your favorite Bucks quarterback, and who would be backing him up?
Yeah, I would go. I love Brad Johnson. So when Brad Johnson was the QB, I was a huge fan of him. And then as far as backup, I would have to go with Chris Sims. I liked how he played for that short stint. I know it's very short, but I really liked his game and just the way he threw that deep ball. I thought it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and then running back 3.
Running back, I love Warwick Dunn. Obviously, can we count Mike Allstott? Can we count Mike Allstott? I know he was
Yes,
considered.
you can count Mike Allstott.
Okay, yeah. I love
Mike Allstott.
Yeah, Mike Allstott was a favorite, and then another one I would say Ernest Graham. I just like the way he played football.
Okay, give me 2 tight ends.
Tight ends, that's tough. Tight ends, I'll go with Dave Moore, who was a pretty good tight end. He didn't get a lot of stats, but again, it's just another guy I liked that how you played. And then another one, I would probably go with I like Anthony Beck. I liked how he played.
Oh, you didn't even throw Gronk on the list? Oh,
No,
man.
I can't put the Tom Brady or Gronk yet. They've only been here for a year, even though they did win a Super Bowl, which is awesome. But yeah, I want to go old.
I just, you know,
Yeah. I want to go with.
Gronk.
I want to go further back. Yeah.
That's cool. Give me 4 receivers.
Receivers. Okay. Joey Galloway for one. He was one of my favorites. Just the way he could take over games. The unfortunate thing is he just couldn't stay healthy. But when he was on the field, he was dominant. Galloway for sure. Antonio Bryant was another one.
Oh yeah.
He
did play some good ball there.
Keenan McCardell, I really liked him, and then Joe Jurevicius.
Joe Jurevicius.
Yeah,
yes, I like the list.
Yeah,
no Evans though, no Galloway. I like your list. You're going old school with the players. Yeah,
Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. He's gonna be in the Bucs Ring of Honor for sure. But those were my guys back when I was younger and watching the team, and they were having their struggles. Yeah, they won a championship, but it was just a lot of guys that I liked that just grinded it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, who's gonna be on that starting offensive line?
Ooh, okay. Offensive line will probably have some guys on the team that are on the team now. Donovan Smith, I love him.
You use the new guys.
yeah. I love Donovan Smith as a left tackle. Left guard, I really liked. This is an old one. crap, what's his name? He played left guard. Kevin. His last name was Jenkins. I can't remember his first name. I should know this. I should know this, but he was the left guard for the Super Bowl team, so really liked him. Center, I would probably go with center. I go with Jeff Fain. Right guard would be Ali Marpet because he played right guard before, and then right tackle, I would probably go with Tristan Wirfs because he's just been so damn good to start off his career.
Nice. Hey, that's a good one, Richie. Desean Jackson is one of our all-time favorite receivers. You know, not the first stint of just Desean, not the one that he can stay healthy. Did you like Desean Jackson on your team?
I love the idea of him being on the team, but once he got here, it was just a mess. Like it just didn't work out because we didn't have the proper leadership in place. The head coach was not good, and they clashed, and then Jameis and him clashed, and it didn't work at all. So I love the idea of having him. I'm a big fan of him as a player.
I love the idea of D-Jack, baby.
Yeah, but it didn't work out here, unfortunately.
He said he loved this guy, Reggie Cobb. He was a good power back there. When Cobb. You old school. Grant said he always every single team, man. He knows like every player from every team. He's always shouting out the old school names, dude. It's awesome. And he said Ron Hall, tight end. Rest in peace.
I know Ian Beckles. Yeah, he played for the BUCS and the Eagles, I believe.
Okay, now give me that BUCS defensive line because I already know who that DT is. I know who's going to be DT.
Yeah, defensive end is obviously easy. Simeon Rice was
yeah.
Simeon Rice is definitely a favorite of mine. I got to see him live multiple times, and he still to this day is the best pass rusher I've seen live ever. Like the dude was legit. Yeah, ever. Like he was that good. So really high respect for him. Other D end, I would probably say Michael Bennett. I really liked him when he was here, even though it was short term. He played here. So Michael Bennett. Defensive tackles, obviously Warren Sapp. And then the other defensive tackle, I would have to say Vita Vea. I love his game.
Vita Vea.
Yeah. I love his game.
That list, baby. Yeah, that guy's a beast. If you have Warren Sapp next to Vita Vea, you got to worry about both of those guys in the middle, that'd be a problem. A big problem for sure. Yeah. Give me the three linebackers, my guy.
Linebackers, Derek Brooks, Levante David, and Hardy Nickerson.
Ooh, Hardy Nickerson. I remember him. Him. Three DBs. I mean, cornerbacks.
Cornerbacks, okay. Rondé Barber obviously should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Rondé Barber. Brian Kelly, Donnie Abraham. Those are my three guys. They would be studs.
Three safeties?
Safeties, John Lynch. Other safety.
Lynch.
I'm trying to think of other safeties. I really like Damian Robinson. That's an old one from back in the late 90s. He was really good. And then Dexter Jackson, not the receiver, the safety who was the MVP of the Super Bowl. Really good player.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
You said Brooks, right? Yeah, a linebacker.
Yeah, Derek Brooks. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Who's your favorite kicker of all time? Martin.
Favorite. Martin was great. I love his celebrations, even though he would usually get hurt on one of them, but he was great. He really had he had a really good couple of years, and then it kind of went downhill from that. But favorite kicker, I would probably say Matt Bryant. Matt Bryant was really good for a long time for the BUCS, and then we as idiots let him go for no reason. But he was really a stud.
And your punter.
Punter. I'd probably say Brian Anger. I think he was really good for a few years here. I thought he was a solid punter.
Who would be your defensive coordinator?
Defense coordinator, got to go with Monty Kiffin. I mean, he was outstanding. Yeah, Monty had great defenses for like a whole decade, and they named a defense after it, the Tampa 2. So, yeah, I mean, he's a stud.
Offensive coordinator.
offense coordinator, that really hasn't been our forte in franchise history, but I would offense coordinator, I guess John Gruden, but I don't know. I didn't like the offenses that he ran here. So I'd probably say Greg Olson, and that's probably not a popular name, but he was really good when he was offense coordinator here.
And the head coach?
Head coach, Tony Dungy for sure.
Yeah.
He was just really good. I mean, he changed the culture. He brought a winning team here, and he's just a great man. So yeah, I gotta say Tony.
Yeah, Tony Dungy was a beast over there. I
Mhm.
wish he would have won the Super. Did he win? He won with you guys, right?
No, he
Colts.
left. Yeah, he left and he won with the Colts. Yep,
That's
he got Peyton Manning his ring.
kind of like Andy. He left
Yes,
and won with KC. But
right.
hey, we still got one too, so it's all good. We both, 1-1, Andy, and he just
Yeah,
beat us too. So I gotta wait all the way into next year again before we have a chance to beat him again and beat him
right.
again. He
Yeah.
said John Lynch, Tarvin Jackson would have been awesome.
Yeah, Tanar Jackson was fun. The problem with him was just off the field stuff, and then he did have injuries. But yeah, Tenard was a fun player for sure.
He said Brian Leftwich at the office coordinator. How do you like Brian Leftwich? Because I haven't really watched too many of his games. Like, how long has he been
Uh,
your coordinator?
yeah, he's been here since 2019, so this is his third year. Second year with Tom Brady. I
But
think
I'm sorry to cut you off. But
no.
doesn't what's the name call the plays? Head coach.
Bruce Arians used to call it, but he's given the role to Byron, and Byron's been doing I think a solid job. Obviously, there's times where I personally would wish he would do something else, but again, that's just the fan in me, seeing it from a different angle. I would
Mhm.
like to see him utilize more mesh concepts and guys, getting guys going across the field more and finding ways to create space for your players and get them open easier. At times, it's really difficult for Tom. He makes such great throws all the time, and it's like these are very difficult throws that he has to make consistently, but he just does it because he's Tom Brady. But
Right? It's nothing to
yeah,
go, right? Hey,
yeah,
5 yards, I could hit anywhere on the field, 5, 10 yards, maybe. I'm
yeah,
there. I'm
yeah.
there.
I mean, I would just like to see him make it easier for Tom. But other than that, I still think he does a great job, and they've really done a good job of collaborating with Tom and making sure everything is balanced and well, put together.
Give me a stat line from Tom this week against the Eagles.
For this week, I think they're gonna try to focus on the running game, just because it's a short week. But I would say Tom gets, I'll say 305, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Give me a Hurts stat line against your defense.
Hurts will probably get close to 300 yards, so I'll say 300, and I'll say 2 touchdowns for him, maybe one on the ground. I just feel like he'll have a good game. It's because just the way they're going to game plan and how their players match up. I expect him to do well.
All right. But yeah, like my boy Gronk is here. Please hit that like. We still got 20 in the chat. Much love for you guys sticking with us throughout the show. Hit that like and subscribe to both of our channels. Both links are inside of the chat. That would be great. We're still moving up. We're always trying to climb and give you guys the best content we possibly can. So, hey, once again, let them know where they can find you at on all your social platforms.
Yeah, it's real simple. You can go on any social media, just type in @RealBucksTalk. It's right there and by my name there. Just type that in. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and then also on YouTube. Just go in the search, type in Real Bucks Talk, one word, and we should pop up there and you'll find all our content. Again, we do live streams every Monday night, 9 p.m. And then we do videos throughout the week, whether it's just film studies of the previous Bucks game or we do film studies of college prospects that we're trying to get more of as we go through the season here and then build up really in the off season. And we'll do multiple videos of free agents or draft prospects, whatever you have. We try to put that out there.
Well, you just got a new Eagles fan. Jinx
Appreciate it.
Sub you up, my guy. Jinx, make sure you sub the media channel too. I don't know if you did that yet, my guy, but Jinx is an awesome fan, man.
Check out
He's gonna let
the.
you
No, I was
know
gonna
about
say.
the rule. Me and Jinx, we started out the season 16-0 until proven otherwise. So right now we're on 14-0 until proven otherwise, and that's how we roll every week until we lose again, baby.
That's awesome. But I was gonna say, Jinx, be sure to check out the videos on Kenneth Gainwell and Landon Dickerson. I think you'll like them. Just good film studies of their college tape and what we thought of them as prospects coming into the league. So yeah, be sure to check that out.
All right, and like I always say at the end of my shows, fly, Eagles, fly. Until next time, this was BIRDGANG Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, BIRDGANG31, and we are out. Peace.
Welcome to the BIRDGANG Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! BIRDGANG 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's Senior Estes. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager Young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the BIRDGANG Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat, the man in motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.